Dudich, 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 Dudich. Alright guys, so next up we've got The Descent and The Descent Part 2. I would say the first one is my favourite out of the two, but they're both pretty good films. Next up is The Devil's Tomb. I haven't seen this yet, but I really want to see it. Next up is The Exorcist. Haven't seen it yet. The Football Factory. It's quite a good film. Okay, the Godfather trilogy. I believe this is a must-have for any film buff. The first two, I believe, are classics, and I would put in my top 50. The third one I wasn't really a fan of, but it's still quite a good film. Yeah, classic films, absolutely brilliant. The Golden Compass, haven't seen it yet. Okay, next up we've got The Green Mile. This is another one of my personal favourites, and one I would put in my top 50 of all time films. This is powerful, emotional, it's engrossing, it's enthralling. This is a fantastic film, a masterpiece, a classic, brilliant film. Okay, next up is The Grim Reaper. Haven't seen it yet. Okay, next up we've got The Grudge and The Grudge 2. I haven't really got a personal favourite out of these two. I kind of like them both. They're both pretty good films. Okay, next up is The Hills Have Eyes 1 and 2. I would say the first one is my favourite out of the two, and I would recommend that one. It's really good. The Hurt Locker. It's alright, not a bad film. The Illusionist. This wasn't all that really. It wasn't nothing special. So, got The Italian Job. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen this yet, but there you go. I will one day. The Craze. It's pretty good for an English film. The Last House on the Left. I haven't seen the original, but on its own, this is a really good film. Recommend it definitely. The Last King of Scotland. Again, this is a really good film and one I recommend. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This is a really good film. Got Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. I'm not a massive Lord of the Rings fan by any means, but I got these quite cheap. They was only £1 each, and all three of them are the 2-disc versions. So, but they are really good films. Okay, guys. Next up, we've got The Machinist. Christian Bale's another one of my favourite actors. This is quite a good film, actually. It's different, original. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a good film. The Man in the Iron Mask. Yeah, it weren't all that. The Man with One Red Shoe. I'm pretty sure this is Tom Hanks' first film. It's obviously why I've got it. Yeah, it's a good film. Okay, next up we've got The Matrix. The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions. Again, I'm not a huge Matrix fan, but again, these were £1 each, and they are quite good films. When I was a kid, I really enjoyed the first one, and I would say that was my favourite out of the three. Okay, next up is The Mexican. That's quite a good film. The Money Pit, again, another Tom Hanks film. This is a really good film. Really good comedy. Really well done. Great film. Okay, so next up we've got the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. I believe this is a must-have if you're a horror fan. Freddy Krueger is definitely my favourite horror character of all time. It's hard to pick a favourite, although I probably would say the first one. And I do like Dream Warriors as well. That's another one of my favourites. A lot of people like Jason and Michael Myers, and don't get me wrong, they're legendary and some of the greatest horror films ever made, but at the same time there isn't much personality there, is there? You know, whereas Freddy Krueger, so much charisma, so much personality. The guy's funny, dark, twisted, you know, whereas Jason and Michael Myers just run around and slash people. But it's just my personal opinion. Yeah, check these out if you've not seen them and you're a horror fan. The Others, that's quite a good ghost film. Got The Prestige. This is quite a good film, although Hugh Jackman does ruin it for me in a lot of ways. I don't think he's all that as an actor. But Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson do a great job of saving this film. I'd still recommend it even though Hugh Jackman's in it. It's a good film. Got The Recruit. Saw it once. I didn't think it was all that. This is another good film. The Score. Robert De Niro, Edward Norton, Marlon Brando. 3 brilliant actors in a film. 3 of my personal favourites as well. Definitely. Marlon Brando, after watching The Godfather, I was like, yeah, I get it with Marlon Brando now. But anyway, this is a great film. Check it out if you've not seen it. The Shawshank Redemption. Again, this is a fantastic film and probably one I'd put in my top 50. So yeah, it's a great film. Check it out. The Sixth Sense. This is a great film. One of my personal favourite Bruce Willis films. The Skeleton Key. That's quite a good film. The Sum of All Fears. I saw it once. I didn't think it was all that. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I haven't seen the original, but on its own, this is a really good film and another one I recommend watching. The Talented Mr. Ripley. This is kind of slow in parts, but overall, I really enjoyed this film. So yeah, it's if you've not seen it, check it out. It's a good film. The Terminal, another Tom Hanks film. Yeah, and another good Tom Hanks film as well. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's good. Okay, next up, we've got The Terminator, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, which in my opinion is the best out of the series. I'm only joking. Anyway, it's all about these two. It's very hard to pick a favourite out of these two. I'm more inclined to say the second one out of these two, but I really do. They're both great films, and if you've never seen them, go check them out because they're brilliant films. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is such a good film. Probably my favourite horror film of all time. This is a great film. If you haven't seen it yet and you're a horror fan, then you're not a horror fan. I'm joking. Nah, check it out. This is a fantastic film. Top 50 and all that. The Thing. Again, if you're a horror fan, I recommend it. I'd put it in my top 50. This is a fantastic film. Really, really good film. Go watch it. The Transporter. That's quite a good action film. The Untouchables. I was expecting this to be a really good film, and it wasn't. So there you go. Got The Wedding Singer. That's quite a good film. 3. Not much of a film, but Kelly Brook does get naked in it. Do I need to say any more than that? Tigerland. I saw it once and I didn't think it was all that. So Traffic. This film is kind of slow and long, but overall it is a really good film. So check it out if you've not seen it. Okay, next up we've got Training Day. This is a fantastic film and my favourite Denzel Washington film I've seen so far. Yeah, I'd put this in my top 50 definitely. This is a great film. If you've not seen it, watch it. True Lies. That's quite a good film. True Romance, which admittedly I've only seen once, but it is a great film. So check it out if you've not seen it. Underworld. This is the only Underworld I've got. I have seen the second one and I'm pretty sure I've seen the third one, and I would get the second and third one. I believe the fourth one's come out, but I lose track of films. But yeah, it's good films. Unleashed, that's quite a good film. Got Vacancy 1 and 2, the box set. Yeah, first one's probably my favourite. Vertical Limit, that's quite a good film. Walking Tall, again, that's quite a good film.